Today we're going to be installing some new shocks on the Toyota pickup, and I'm about to pull them out of the box. Just want to show you guys the part number. These are Monroe load adjusting shocks, part number 58624. The truck has air adjustable shocks right now. We were running these leaf spring helpers because those shocks, they are good to adjust the height of the truck, but they are a bit too soft, and we have the camper on there, so it was giving us trouble with hitting the bump stops a lot on the rear. It would just bottom out, so we decided to order some of these. So this is similar to a coilover. You just can't adjust the height on these. We're gonna get some measurements right now from the rear bumper so we could compare it to the new shocks. You can see right here that we are at 9, let's call it 9 3/4 from the ground up to this point right here. But you can see that these leaf springs are almost completely flat. They do lower the truck, but you do lose weight capacity on this truck. And we have the camper, and the camper alone is probably like a couple of 100 pounds. So the leaf springs and the shocks compress way too quick. It bottoms out. We also ordered some bump stops, so we're gonna make our own low profile bump stops. That'll be in another video. So this is the height where we want the truck to sit at. It's kind of weird because the bed of the truck sits a little lower. You can see that the wheel tucks in a little more on the rear than the front. The front has little to no wheel gap, and then the back tucks in. This is almost completely level. We are about 1/2 inch off on the rear, but then that means that the wheel will tuck in a lot more in the back. We kind of don't want that lean look on the truck. So with the right height being where we want it at, we measured the shock, and it is 15 inches as is right now from bolt to bolt. So these shocks are 15 3/4 fully extended as they sit right now, and fully collapsed they are, I think, 11 inches, and the truck is sitting at 15 inches right now from bolt hole to bolt hole on the shock. So it's only a 3/4 inch difference. So it's 15 inches from here to here, and that is with 20 psi on the shocks. You could air them up to 150 psi. We had similar shocks to these on the Trailblazer, and that one had the sound system, and we had to air it up to like about 60 psi, but then it would change the right height, and even then it would bottom out pretty quick on the bump stops. So we added a 1 inch lowering block on this truck to try to get a good ride height and still be able to put more psi on the truck without giving up too much of the stands. So let's hope that these new shocks work. There's only two 14mm bolts holding these shocks in, so I'm gonna have to remove the air that's in the shock. We have the valve back here right by the license plate. This is the back side. We have the rest of it back here, and we just added these. I didn't record it because I don't know what you didn't record anything that had to do with the train horn. So it's kind of loud. Get to the air right there. So that's it right there. I'm gonna jack it up a little more and then make sure it sits on the jack stands. And that bottom bolt was easy, but this one's a little tight because we have all this going on right here. So break it loose with the wrench and then just back it off. And also the shocks, we looked them up on Summer Racing. They are about almost 170, and on Rock Auto they are only like 120. The only thing is that Rock Auto gives you somewhat of a hassle to return it, and then they want to charge you restocking fee. So That's the only thing. So we're really hoping that these work so we won't have to deal with all that. Now for the airline, we're just gonna back this off. Just a little bit of air. And there should be an O-ring somewhere. Oh, it's right there, still in there. So there's an O-ring right there, which we're gonna leave, because just in case we don't use the other shocks, we could still have that O-ring right there, and we could reinstall this shock back on the truck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the shock off with both of my hands. We have to slide it off. So that's the air shock fully extended, and it measures 21 inches, and then fully collapsed I think it's about 10 or 11 inches as well, same as this one. But this one fully extended is only 15 3/4 of an inch. Fully collapsed is about 11 or 10 or whatever this one was. So this is where the difference comes in. If we would have gotten a shock that was 21 inches with the load adjusting spring, it would completely have changed the ride height. I'm pretty sure it would have given it a pretty big lift on the back. That's why we went with the shorter shock. Now we're gonna remove the driver's side. This was the passenger side, so we're gonna remove the driver's side, and then we're gonna throw these on. We already ran into our first issue. So as you can see, the bolt holes are different sizes. On these bushings for these shocks, I remember we removed the sleeve, but on this bushing we can't just pull out the sleeve. I mean, we can, but even though we remove the sleeve, the bolt hole is way too small and we don't feel like drilling it out because we don't know if these shocks are going to work. So for this side, we kind of destroyed the bushing. See if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. So we cut the ears off, and then we were able to just push it out, and it came out pretty easy. And then for this back side, we used the 10mm on one side and the 17 on the other, and we pushed it out a little bit, and then on the vise we clamped it and we twisted off, and it pulled out the sleeve. Pretty damaged, but it came out. And then we swapped the bushings over from this shock, the air shock, to this new shock. So we're gonna have to do, this is the passenger side, we're gonna go ahead and do that and then throw it on the truck. We got both of the bushings in for the last shock, and we're gonna install it. So we're gonna have to slide it into this. We're gonna have to slide it onto this, and then for the top part, we're gonna have to slide it on here. Then just put the bolts back in, and then we're good to go. We removed the jack stands. This is with the truck back on the ground. Let me get on the back a little bit and put more weight on it. Oh shit. Yeah, doesn't sound too good. And we are even lower than where we started. We are a 1/4 inch lower. I have to take it around and see if it bottoms out any easier than before. Worst case, we'll slap on the leaf spring helpers again. It does feel stiffer, and I didn't hear the bump stops at all. We went over a couple of bumps, and we are at almost 9.5. This is roughly where we measured the first time. We might just add the leaf spring helpers right now back on the truck. We did remove them because we knew we were gonna get these shocks in today, and the only thing that is scraping a lot is the mud flap. So you can see how close it is to the floor. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to remove those because we don't want to mess them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the 10mm bolts that hold this bracket in. Just remove the whole bracket completely. And if we're able to find some aftermarket ones, we'll just throw those on. We don't want to mess these up anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. I don't know if I should remove the whole bracket or just the mud flap. I'll probably just remove the mud flap, just in case we do order some on eBay. We said we were gonna give it until Friday to see how well the shocks worked out for us. But we're actually gonna go ahead and throw these leaf spring helpers back on. Not that it really needs it. The ride is actually stiffer than how it was before, and it doesn't bottom out as quick as it would. But we just want these just to have that extra load capacity. So we're gonna jack it up from one side, bolt it back up, and then jack it up from the other side, and then install the passenger side back on as well. We got both sides in. And right before the leaf spring helpers, we measured and we were at about, I think it was like 9 1/4, 9 1/2. So it didn't change much. We're still right around 9 1/2. But it is stiffer. Now it takes a lot more to bottom out. And another issue that we were having is that the drive shaft is hitting the cross member. We're gonna try to figure that out with the 2-piece drive shaft or something. We just noticed right now that we got under there. But leaf spring helpers. Oh, it's kind of dark in here, but it's kind of tight, especially on the passenger side. It's been a couple of days since we installed the shocks. These load adjusters have a stiffer ride than the adjustable air shocks, and just by themselves we noticed a big difference. But we decided to reinstall the leaf spring helpers just to add that extra support. It didn't really change the ride height much. We have the 3-inch Beltec lowering leaf springs and a 1-inch lowering block, so that is a 4-inch drop on 14-inch wheels, 185/60 14 tires, and it sits right where we want it. The front we still have to readjust a little bit, and we're also going to redo the front shocks. But for the rear, I think we're happy where it's at. It's a lot stiffer now, so it takes more for it to bottom out. We are going to be working on the bump stops next, so stay tuned for that video. We're going to make low profile bump stops. Check us out on Instagram at Yonke_OXC Films. I'll leave that in the description down below, and we'll catch you on the next one.